Hello students, welcome to the English class. Today we will be doing our reading skill and the topic will be how to attempt reading comprehension. So let's begin. I am Anurag Sidhu, lecturer in English, Government Senior Secondary School, Ramgarh, Pudda. Let's start the reading skill. This is an initiative by the Department of School Education, and we all know that it is one of the most important skills to learn a language. There are 4 skills of learning a language. Let's start once again. It's listening, speaking, reading and writing, LSRW. But what we do is all these skills are interrelated and they complement each other. But reading skill gives you a lot many things which help and aid in learning the other skills. But we do not do it properly at times. What are the reasons for poor reading comprehension? It is the inability to understand a word or a sentence, lack of exposure to listening in English, lack of good vocabulary. What is good vocabulary? Good vocabulary is when you know the words, meanings, their synonyms, antonyms, or how you use the word is a different parts of speech. So that is good vocabulary. If you are good at these things, then definitely you will be better in reading comprehension. So the next is lack of interest. When we do not take interest in reading, or we listlessly read the paragraph and try to attempt the questions, we must take interest in what we are doing. If you read well, then you will write well or even speak well and listen to the correct pronunciations. Then comes the lack of concentration. So when we read, we must concentrate on what is lying before us and we should read it with proper concentration, सोच के, विचार के, इधर उधर दियां गल्लां ना सुन के, we should concentrate on what we are doing. So general strategies for reading, as you all know, are all the tasks require the following skills in attempting reading passages. One is previewing. You all know what is preview? We have to look at the paper, read a bit, get the main idea. Preview मतलब पहला उसनु थोड़ा जा देख लेना कि वो है की. Then comes interpreting instructions and questions. We have to understand or interpret what instructions are given to us or what the questions demand of us. The third comes skimming. Skimming for general idea of some text or gist. What is skimming? When we find what the paragraph is all about, what is the general idea, what is the main idea in the given paragraph. Then comes scanning for specific answers. Scanning, again you all know, it is for details. We scan for detail. What the key question asks us? What are the key words asked by the question? Then we have to look for those key words or their meanings or the synonyms or the antonyms related to those keywords. Then we check our answers and write it down on the paper. So let's start with the paragraph. Let's quickly go through what the paragraph is about. So there will be 2 reading passages. In our exams, there will be 2 reading passages. One will be 10 marks. And the second passage will be, or the stanza will be from the poetry, that will be 4 marks. All these questions will be multiple choice questions and we have to, 4 choices will be given, we have to select one option. You all know that this time we have our MCQ based question paper in the first term. So we will be having to do that on the OMR sheet. So we have to circle those options wherever it is either A, B, C or D option. So let's start with the passage. We'll quickly read what it is about. Marie Curie was one of the most accomplished scientists in history. Together with her husband Pierre, she discovered radium, an element widely used for treating cancer, and studied uranium and other radioactive substances. Pierre and Marie's amicable collaboration later helped to unlock the secrets of the atom. Marie was born in 1867 in Warsaw, Poland, where her father was a professor of physics. So, from just one look and a read of the passage gives us that it is something to do with Marie Curie and Pierre, her husband, and what they accomplished as scientists. So, this is the paragraph is about both of the couple, Marie Curie and Pierre. So, let's go ahead. At an early age, she displayed a brilliant mind and blithe personality. Her great exuberance for learning prompted her to continue with her studies after high school. She became disgruntled, however, when she learned that the university in Warsaw was closed to women. She defiantly left Poland and in 1891 entered Sorbonne, a French university where she earned her master's degree and doctorate in physics. Marie was fortunate to have studied at the Sorbonne with some of the greatest scientists of her day, one of whom was Pierre Curie. So, from just two portions of the passage, we have come to know that it is about Marie Pierre and what research they did and how they got married and what was their accomplishment. So, let's look at the questions and then come back to the passage. Like we always do, we've just given a preview, we have taken a preview of the passage. Now we go to first we will read the questions, underline the key words required and then go back to the passage again. So, let's read questions 1 to 3 and we will be choosing the correct option. So, what is this? Let us see question number 1, the Curies. The Curies. What is Curies? Now, it means the couple, Pierre Curie and Marie Curie. The Curies' collaboration helped to unlock the secrets of the atoms. So, we have now 4 options. What type of collaboration can help? Collaboration, what is collaboration? Collaboration is what they did together as a team. So, there are 4 options: friendly, competitive, courteous and industrious. So, what is required here is one of the options. What is required? It's one of the options. So, let's see. A is friendly, B is competitive, C is courteous, D is industrious. So, what could it be? Let's go further for the paragraph and see what the word is required here. Pierre and Marie's amicable collaboration. Now, the word is amicable. What do you know by the word amicable? Amicable means friendly. So, friendly, competitive, courteous and industrious. If you do not know the meaning of amicable, that it is friendly, then what is competitive? Competitive is you have a competition with other person. Industrious is hardworking. Courteous, when you are polite and courteous. So, the word amicable here means they did it together in a friendly manner. They helped each other. So, the word here is courteous. And it is friendly. So, what is the option? A, friendly. So let's see the next question. Mary had a bright mind and a dash personality. Which type of personality did she have? Let's see. She displayed a brilliant mind and blithe personality. What is blithe? Blithe is light-hearted. So she had a bright mind and a light-hearted personality. So if you have to attempt such type of paragraphs, you have to be good in your synonyms and your antonyms also. So the more vocabulary you have, more easy it is easier to attempt such passages. So let's go to the third question. How did she feel when she learned that she could not attend the university in Warsaw? How did she feel? Did she feel hopeless, annoyed, depressed, or worried? Let's see what we have in the paragraph. She became disgruntled. That means, what is disgruntled? It means disappointed or annoyed. So let's see if we have such word there. Yes. How did she feel when she learned that she could not attend university in Warsaw? She felt annoyed and disappointed. So next go further for question number 4 to 6. Mary dash by leaving Poland and travelling to France to enter the Sorbonne. What did she do? Let's read the paragraph. Did she show intelligence by leaving Poland? No. Behaved? Doesn't suit. Mary was distressed by leaving Poland? No. She challenged authority. Let's see if it is challenge. The word, can we find the same word, challenged authority? Let's see in the passage. She became disgruntled. However, when she learned that the university in Warsaw was closed to women, she defiantly left Poland and in 1891 entered the Sorbonne. So what is defiant? Yes, what can be defiant? When you resist something. ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਬਗਾਵਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਸਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਚਲੀ ਗਈ, ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਜਾਓ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ. I will go. She left Poland and she went to a French university where she earned her master's degree and the doctorate in physics. So let's go further. Defiantly means challenged authority. She said, okay, if you do not let me study here, then I leave this place and go to another university. So she was travelling to France to enter the new university. So question number 5 is, how did she remember their joy together? Dejectedly, worried, tearfully, or happily? So let's see what the answer is. Despondently, she recalled their close relationship and joy that they had shared in scientific research. So what is despondently? Dejectedly. So next is, her dash began to fade when she returned to Sorbonne to succeed her husband. So let's see the paragraph. Curie's feeling of desolation finally began to fade when she was asked to succeed her husband as a physics professor at the Sorbonne. So here we have the same word, feeling of desolation. So her desolation began to fade when she returned to Sorbonne. What is desolation? Isolation. When you feel alone or loneliness. When she returned to Sorbonne to succeed her husband. When her husband was already there, she came with him, and so her isolation or loneliness began to fade. So let's see the question number 7 now. It is in your workbooks. We had only 6 questions which were multiple choice questions, but let's see, we had fill-ups there, but now we have given you 4 options. Out of those 4, you have to just tick one. So it has become easier. MCQs are easier than just giving the fill-ups. Now you have to fill up from these 4 only. So the question number 7 here is, Marie Curie was one of the most dash scientists in history. Is it interested, famous, accomplished, or nice? We can look at the paragraph and see what word is required here. Marie Curie was one of the most accomplished scientists in history. So the word accomplished is there as it is in the question and the passage. Question number 8 is, we appreciate their help and concern in this dash disaster. What is a disaster? When something horrible happens. A disaster cannot be cheerful or fine or powerful. It can be bad. Horrible means bad or unpleasant. So the disaster is never cheerful or fine. It is horrible disaster. So the word here is, Mary was stunned by this horrible misfortune and endured heartbreaking anguish. Anguish is pain. So we go ahead for the next question. The answer is horrible. So give the synonym of misfortune. What is the synonym? Synonym means same meaning. So it cannot be fortune because fortune they agge prefix हैगा miss. So we have to use the synonym, not the opposite. So these type of questions are a bit confusing. So you have to be careful what you look at. It is a synonym. So fortune is the opposite or the antonym. Then luck is also fortune. Bad luck. So it is bad luck. Wealthy is not a synonym of misfortune. So let's see the answer. Yes, it is bad luck. So we go to the next question. It's question number 10. Give the antonym of fortunate. What is fortunate? Lucky. So we have to give the antonym here. Antonym means anti or the opposite. We have to give the opposite of this word. Which could be the opposite? Fortunate, unfortunate. Misfortune and rich. These are other words. So which one should be the antonym? You all know when we put un before a word as a prefix, it becomes its opposite. So fortunate is unfortunate. Antonym is unfortunate. So let's go ahead and go for the reading passage 2. Read the text carefully and answer the questions 1 to 4. So let's read the text first and then we'll look at the questions. Just quickly see which poem it is. Till the little ones weary, no more can be merry. The sun does descend and our sports have an end. Round the laps of their mothers, many sisters and brothers, like birds in their nest, are ready for rest. And sport no more seen on the darkening green. Have you guessed the poem? Which is the poem? Yes, it is the Echoing Green. And let's see the questions now. Question number 1. It could also be, the question could be about the poem also. That which is the stanza is from which poem? It is from the poem The Echoing Green. And now the question is, name the poet of the poem. So it is it Gabriel O'Hara, Robert Frost, John Keats, William Blake? It's already highlighted. It's William Blake. Let's see the second question. What do the children do after returning home? What do the children do? Let's see in the poem. The sun does descend and sports have an end. Round the laps of their mothers, many sisters and brothers, like best birds in their nest, are ready for rest. So they come and sit in their mother's laps. Who? Who are the children here? It's not given sisters and brothers, it's children. So we have to see. What do the children do after returning home? They take refuge in the laps of their mothers. So this is the answer. They don't watch TV, they don't start playing games again, they do nothing. So the correct option is C. They take refuge in the laps of their mothers. They take rest. So next, question number 3. Fill in the blank with the suitable word from the stanza. The echoing green turns into the dash green. So the poem, again, if you do not know the poem, it can also be, you can know it from question number 3. So lot of answers are there in the question itself. So if you know the key word required, you can guess the answers and then check it in the passage or the stanza and correctly mark it. The echoing green turns into the dash green. What does it turn into? Is it echoing? No, it's already there. Darkening? Yes, it can be darkening. Weary and merry? No, those are other words. So let's see. The sport no more seen on the darkening green. So the echoing green, which was the park, the green area where all the children were playing and they were shouting, their exuberance, their excitement, it was all giving so much of pleasure to all the people around. So when the birds settled in their nest and they came back home, so the green, why did they come back home? Because the sun had descended. The sun had set, so they had to come back home, and it was now not light, it has started darkening. So it becomes the darkening green. Name the figure of speech used in the lines, many sisters and brothers like birds in their nest are ready for rest. What is the figure of speech used here? Out of the 4 below, what is a metaphor? Alliteration, C. Personification, D. Simile. So we can see here that there are 4 figures of speech. Let's discuss what the figures of speech are. What is a simile? Can it be a simile? Yes, you all know that when the word like or as is used in the sentence, like it is used here, like birds in a nest, then it becomes a simile. So it is a simile. So let's see. Many sisters and brothers like birds in their nest are ready for rest. So it is a simile here. What is alliteration? What is alliteration? Let's discuss what is alliteration. Alliteration is when you use a same sounding word in the beginning, in the at the start of a word, in one sentence, in one line. If the word, a consonant sound word at the beginning of the letter at the beginning of the word in a sentence is used for 2 or more times, then it is alliteration. What is a metaphor? Metaphor is when you put 2 things, you relate 2 things, that becomes a metaphor, and you do not explain it by using words like or as. You compare 2 things, like let's say let's give an example of a metaphor. You are like a rose. You are my red, red rose. So when you use the word like, that means you could be as beautiful as a rose. So the comparison is given that you are like a rose. If you directly compare two things, but you have to understand the meaning, like you are my rose. So there is no like or as. So how can I be a rose? That could be, you have to understand the meaning, and then that is a metaphor. Like let's say कि तुसी सारे बच्चों ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੰਮਾ ਜਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਮੇਰਾ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਪੁੱਤ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਪੁੱਤ ਤੋਂ ਕੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਸਮਝ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਸਾਨੂੰ? ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸਮਝ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, because lion is a brave animal. You are brave as a lion. Maharaja Ranjit Singh was as brave as a lion. ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ as brave as lion ਆਇਆ, ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ? ਉੱਥੇ ਉਹ simile ਹੈ. But lion of Punjab ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਤਾਂ then it becomes a metaphor. So what is personification? Personification is when you give a person's quality to non-person or inanimate things. That is personification. Like let's say my pen is screeching. Screeching. Can a pen screech? No, because you give, or screaming. He is screaming for your attention. The person can scream, but if you do not, let's say if you do not touch your books, you do not study, the teacher can say your books are screaming for your attention. So that is personification, because the books don't scream, but you relate it like that. You show, the teacher can explain it to you like that, that your books demand your attention. So when you give a person's quality to a non-person or animal or inanimate things, non-living things, then it is personification. So let's go back to the beginning of the poem and read it. Till the little ones weary, no more can be merry. The sun does descend, and our sports have an end. So in these 4 lines, there's another thing, another question can be asked from these, that can you give the rhyming words from the from this passage, from this stanza? Which are the rhyming words? So which are the rhyming words here? So the rhyming word is the word which ends in the same sound, with the same sound. The word ends with the same sound, that is like weary, weary, and merry. Weary and merry. So this is the rhyming word here. Descend and end. Descend and end is again a pair of rhyming words. Then comes mothers and brothers. This again is a rhyming word. Then these 2 are rhyming words. Then nest and rest are rhyming words. Seen and green are rhyming words. So we can be asked ki give a pair of rhyming words in this poem. So it can be weary and merry. Okay, descend and end, mothers and brothers, nest and rest, seen and green. So these are the rhyming words. So now comes another question can be there, that can be what is the rhyme scheme in the poem? So let's see the rhyme scheme here. If we say of the first 4 lines, what is the rhyme scheme? It is A, B, B. So if we see the next 4 lines, what is the rhyme scheme? Again it is A and B, B. Why is it A and B, B? Because this is one sound, it is the same sound, then this is the second sound in the paragraph, and this again is the same as this, descend, end. So this is this. So we can say the first sound is A, and this is being the same sound as A, it is A. Then comes second sound is B, then the third again is similar to this, so it is A, B, B. So if we take the next 4 lines, again this it is same, A, B, B, and we take the last 2, then again it is A. If we take it for all together, if we take all of these together, we do not take this, we will take all full. So it is, let's say this is one sound, this is second sound, these 2 are third sound, then fourth sound, then this is fifth sound. So then we do not do it like this usually, but we do it for 4 lines only. But if we have to, just for explaining, if it is like this, then it has to be A, B, B, this is the third sound, then it can be C, then this can be D. But usually what is required of us is, they usually give us 4 or 6 lines, and we have to give the rhyme scheme. It will be A, B, B for these first 4, and if we use the next 4, then again it will be A, B, B, because this is one type of sound, this is second type of sound, this is third type of sound. So when we give the rhyme scheme, it is rhyme scheme is of those pairing words or the rhyming words. Which are the rhyming words here? Weary and merry. So this is one type of sound. So it can be A. I think I was able to explain what are the rhyming words and the rhyme scheme. Yes, and we have to be careful. Now let's go back to the questions here. Now this was a difficult topic today, because the words used in the questions were not exactly the words used in the passage. Like the word here, challenged authority, we do not have the same word in the passage. It was defiantly. So similarly, the word used dejectedly was despondently. So we have to be careful when we do this. We have to know the words and their synonyms and antonyms also. Like the word friendly here was not given as it is, it was amicable. Here it was blithe. So knowing the word meanings is important. Is important. So the more we read, the more we will know. The more we take time to read our books, we can understand. That is the only way we can be good in the reading skill as well as listening, speaking and writing skills. Again, I reiterate here, the reasons for poor reading comprehension are inability to understand a word or a sentence, lack of exposure to listening in English, lack of good vocabulary, then lack of interest, lack of concentration, and the most important is we have to read, read and read so that we are able to comprehend and able to attempt the questions carefully and the passages. So all the best, and this topic was prepared by Suresh Kumar sir, lecturer in English, Government Senior Secondary School, Pandori Nijra, Jalandhar, and presented by Anurag Sidhu, lecturer in English from a school near Zirakpur, district SAS Nagar. My school is Government Senior Secondary School, Ramgarh Pudda. Thank you so much. Keep reading and attempting your comprehensions in your workbooks, and attempt well and score well. Thank you so much.